Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Donna and I'm your host of The Edge on IC Radio, your source for news and entertainment. You can also find us on television channel 182 on Charter Communications and Abundant Television, which is found on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. And I'm so excited to be with you today. You know me, I love thrift shopping. And so I've had some really neat items. Can hardly wait to tell you about them. But let's go ahead and start with a lamp I purchased for $2 or $3. I don't remember how much it was, but you'll see on the video in just a few seconds and what I actually made out of it. And I'm still making products out of it. I love to repurpose. One thing you're going to see at the end are these gorgeous earrings. Now they're glass, and I really do like the way that turned out. And then another thing I made, I told you about the brooch, and I think that's going to look super sporty on my denim jacket. I just think that turned out so good. So you're going to get a good bird's eye view of the look of that and how it turned out. So let's go ahead and look at it. Let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so I found this cute little lamp right here. I think this thing is gorgeous. I found it at Shepherd's Cove Thrift Shop. Doesn't work, but who cares? I'm going to make something out of it. So it costs only $3, but I wanted to show you something. These are the little cute, now these are glass, by the way, glass crystals, and these, like I said, are glass, and I think they would make some beautiful jewelry pieces. So what I'm going to do is show you, see, it just doesn't look that good right now, but we're going to change all of that. So this is what we're going to do. I have this wonderful stuff right here. It's a jewelry cleaner. Got it from Walmart. You can find it there as well. And I've used it over and over and over again. So what I'm going to do is drop one of the crystals. I took it off right here to the side, and I just threw it down in there. And all of a matter, just a few seconds, I want you to take a look at this and check out the difference with it. I'll go on ahead and clean it off with one of my cloths. So just because something looks dingy in the store, in a thrift store, does not mean that it can't be cleaned. And it has dust all over it, but take a look. See the difference? That's all I did. So what I think I'm going to do with this, I think I can make some earrings with it. Maybe even a nice pendant I think would look great as well. But just take a look at the difference. Cleaning it, and then just what it looked like before. So what we'll do, we'll go ahead and close this part of the video out, and we'll be right back in just a few minutes with another idea. So what do you think about that? And I can hardly wait to show you the process. So let's go ahead and get started then with the second video. I think you're going to really like it. It's super easy and very fashionable. Okay, so I'm back. Just wanted to show you a real good quick way that I dismantled this really pretty lamp. And so there are different things I'm going to use this for. I'm thinking I may just kind of keep this and maybe use it as a way to make maybe, I don't know, maybe some kind of a wind chime or something out of that. But I think it would be pretty as a vase and just put a pretty flower on it. You know, something like that just sitting in a vase. I think it's really pretty. And I'm not going to paint it. I'm going to leave it exactly like it is. Okay, and then of course I went on ahead and cleaned. They haven't dried off yet, but the rest of these beautiful glass, by the way, look at those little glass hangings from the chandelier. I think they'd make a pretty little pendant, maybe make a necklace and put something with it, but I would take it off. This is thin wire. That would never work. See how that twists like that? So that would never work. So what I'll probably try to do is separate this one from this one. And you could maybe make a pendant with this part right here, and then maybe make a pair of earrings with these and put a pretty little bead with it, maybe a jade bead or maybe even a black onyx bead with it. But I like to use authentic stones with mine. I can get them at a really good price. Okay, and then I'm looking at these right here. I think those would be really pretty to go inside maybe I'm thinking a tin can. And put this down in the bottom and make some pretty flowers and just let this be a pretty part of the tin can, you know, that we're using those for, you know, just put out in the yard art, that kind of thing with these. Or what I could do is put this back with this, however, turn it this way, and then put this under it. I already have the holes in it, so I'm not going to have to worry with that. And I can always put some beads, so let's pretend this is beads, and I can make a wind chime out of it. Again, have it upside down and do it like that. Okay, and then I think this would make a pretty jewelry piece, I think. And it would be one of those, it would be pretty to wear as a pin. Maybe you put some beads or something on the inside of it, and maybe wear it with your blue jean jacket, or dress it up if you wanted to do that. But I love stuff like this with my blue jean jacket. And again, it would be really easy to make a pin. Or what I can do is drill a hole, and you can do that with anything. It's not a real hard thing to do. I have a drill bit that I could actually use to put a hole in it and make a really pretty piece, jewelry piece. Something kind of simple. And then maybe put a pretty bead piece right in here. I'll tell you something else you could do. This looks all plain and simple, and this came off of this as well. So what you could do is glue this down. See, it fit like that, but turn it upside down, just like that. Glue it in there, and then a really pretty focal bead would look good there. And I'll tell you something else you could do. I love the industrial look. So this also came off of it, so you could put that on top of it, and look, it would be a pretty focal point. What I would probably do though is bend these back just a little bit more, kind of like that. Just kind of bend it like so it doesn't stick up so much. And you can do that with this. This is just plain old metal. You could do that with. And this, I think I could probably somehow tie it in and maybe even make a candle holder out of this. So you could leave it like this instead of like this, up, and it has a flat surface, so it's going to sit down. And then put this in here. You'd have to glue it and maybe do a candlestick, or what you could do is just leave it like it is and put a pretty votive candle on top of that. And let it do its thing there. Now, one other thing I wanted to show you before we leave for break is this piece. I think that's really pretty too. I think that can be bent down. Oh yeah, it can. It's going to take a little work, but I think it can be bent down. That can make another really pretty jewelry piece, and it would be a beautiful focal point in a necklace. I mean, that would be where it's at. Or what you can do, again, upside down, put this here on top. Let that be a candle holder, so you could do that as well. Now, one more thing I want to do before oops, there's Greenlee, he wants to get attention. I wanted to show you the wiring. Look at all this wiring. Don't ever throw that away, because odds are what's going to happen is this is going to have, you guessed it, look at this wire. That's copper wiring right there. I can use that for all kinds of jewelry projects. So let me show you how I found out whether it was copper or not. Now be really careful. You need to get some good scissors. And so what you're going to do is right up here, you're going to make gentle little cuts, okay, and just kind of twist this thing around like so. Be careful because you don't want to cut the copper. Okay, and let's see if that's enough. A little bit more. Again, I'm being very gentle. This is a real soft rubber, so you don't want to cut it like, you don't want to miss any of the copper. So here we go. Yeah, that's working. So let's just go ahead and twist that off. Now what I can do with this is it's countless. This is a very, very thin, it's probably about a 20 gauge wire right here, but you can still do jewelry makings with it. One thing I could do is, if I wanted, I could go ahead and take this whole thing off. That's Greenlee, he's trying to mess up my camera. And so I could go ahead and take this whole thing right here off. He's bumping my camera, Phil, see if you can get him. There we go. Okay, all the way down. And what I could do is make a real pretty twisted look. So let's say I wanted to use this right here and make a pretty brooch out of it. I can always get the copper wire when it's taken off of this, by the way, and just kind of twist it around and make a pretty decorative piece. I think that would be gorgeous. I just love that. I can't wait to get this done, and then I'm wearing my blue jean jacket or a dress, whatever you want to wear. Or again, I could make a necklace out of it. I just think that would be the thing. Okay, all right, I'm going to go ahead and get prepared, and so we're going to see what we can do with all these extra awesome pieces right here. So y'all hang in there. Well, what do you think about that? And I can hardly wait to show you the finished product. I mean, the way it all ends. I think it's so pretty. Let's go ahead and cut into an early commercial break. We'll be right back in just a minute. At Lamone's Mexican Restaurant, located in Henniger, Alabama, and voted Best Mexican Restaurant of DeKalb County, Alabama 2020, we're here to serve you with authentic Mexican cuisine. Order easily online by going to lamonsmex.com or call 256-657-3999 to place your order. We're open Sunday through Thursday, 11 a.m. to 9 p.m., and Friday and Saturday, 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Whether you're celebrating a cozy date night for two or a celebration for a crowd, at Lamone's you'll love our atmosphere and friendly servers. Thank you for dining with Lamone's Mexican Restaurant. Jeff McCurdy of the McCurdy Law Firm has been a public service of this area for over 10 years. McCurdy, a member of the Henniger City Council, serves as prosecutor for the town of Sylvania and was named public defender for the city of Rainsville. The McCurdy Law Firm is located at 17326 Alabama Highway 75 in Henniger to better represent his Jackson and DeKalb County clients. If you need to be represented by a true public servant with proven success, call Jeff at 256-996-8701 or send a private email to mccurdylawfirm@gmail.com. No representation is made that the legal services performed is greater than the legal services performed by other lawyers. At Liberty Bank, we're all about community, whether it's to help with a charity fundraiser or help families in need. Toys at Christmas or a local football team, we're here for you. You see, we realize the importance of family. Sometimes it's to build a new home or necessary home repairs. We're here for you. If you like the feel of a small town bank with all the conveniences of a big city bank, we're here to serve you. You will find us at any of our convenient locations in DeKalb, Marshall, Etowah, and Blount counties in North Alabama. You can call and speak with any of our friendly staff at 256-659-2175 or check us out on the web at libertybankal.com. And thank you for your support of our community. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
Are you ready?
We all wonder what tomorrow will bring, but the future lays itself at the feet of the prepared and surrenders to the will of the persistent. It's not easy, but today shapes you so you can shape tomorrow. With Northeast Alabama Community College, when the future asks if you're ready, you can answer
yes.
Begin your future at Northeast Alabama Community College.
Okay, we're back. So my name is Donna, and I'm your host of The Edge on IC Radio, your source for news and entertainment. You can also find us on television, channel 182 on Charter Communications, and Abundant Television, which is found on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. Thank you so much for watching. Let's go ahead and dive right back in, and I've got another video to show you. This is video number 3, and so you'll see some of the steps that I went through to put these pieces together. $3, and look what I wound up with. I mean, it's so amazing. We'll be right back after this video. Okay, so we're back. So I found what I want to do with this piece right here. I think this is breathtaking. It's really going to be breathtaking when I take care of it. But what I'd like to do first, I think it's pretty, but it may be sticking out. Just see how thick that is. I think what I'd like to do is get my hammer, and you've got to have a nice metal piece. Forgive the way it looks. This has been used thousands of times. So what I'm going to do, see this piece, I'm going to lay it upside down, just like that. Okay? Get my hammer, And all I'm going to do is just gently tap it. Now it's going to be a little loud, okay? But anyway, I'm going to tap it just like that. That's what I wanted. I wanted a little bit more flat, but I like the way that looks. I'm going to leave it like it is, I believe. Yeah, I'm going to like that part. I need to make sure that it's flat right here. See, I see a couple little bent places right here, so I'm going to flatten that out. I've got it laying on the block, because if I don't do that, it may not lay flat on my jacket. So I just want to make sure everything is flat, and it is. See, it didn't take long to do that. And remember, this came from a lap. So this is something else. Now, I made this a long time ago. This is a stone I found when Phil and I went to, I think it was Savannah, yeah, it was Savannah, Georgia. Now this is a shower ring, okay? I told you I don't throw anything away. And so I went on ahead and got my hammer, and I hammered a design in the top part of this. And then I got a piece of plastic and just taped it on the back of this. And then I put the stone in here, and I used a resin. So see, that stone's not going anywhere. That is very, very thick. So and also when you put resin on something, I don't know, it gives us this dimensional effect. I think it looks gorgeous. I really do like it. But I've just never put it on anything. But what happened was this. I forgot to put a hole right here. I was going to just make a necklace out of it. So I forgot to do that. I forgot to put a hole here. But I'm glad it happened, because now what I'm going to do is put it on this flower right here. And that's going to be beautiful. It's going to be a statement piece. I'm going to love that. Now I've got to make sure it sets even. I'm not so sure it does. So what I'm going to do is get the flowers and kind of bend them like that. I don't know. It's a unique look. No one else on earth is going to have one like this. I promise you. Then what I'm going to do, once it's dry and once it's the way I want it to be, I have these little pins. All I'm going to do is glue, and this is my new glue. I love this right here. It's called Loctite Super Glue. And it's a gel, so I really do like the gels and the way they adhere. Okay, so first things first, let's go ahead and get this the way I want it, because I've got to make sure, I think I need it to be flatter. So let's go ahead and flatten it a little bit more. Now that's got to be just a little flatter. Okay, let's go ahead and put him down like this. I'll get it flattened the way I'd like to have it. Then I'll turn right around and flatten a little bit here. So see, it's got to lay down flat on this. Alright, and I may have to adjust it just a little bit. One thing I had thought about doing, I saw this piece, and I thought, well, I can always put this on top of it, and then find a stone to put inside it. But I've really decided I think I'd rather just use this one. And that's going to match really well too. So that's going to look real good with all the colors here. Now, when this dries, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a top coat on it. Something kind of like a lacquer. If I can get it out in a minute. So I'm going to put something kind of like a lacquer over this part right here, so that it just kind of stays that way, because eventually I think it'll probably rust. I don't know. But anyway, I do like the way that looks. So let's just go on ahead. I'm going to put it right there. We're going to hold it in place. And I think what I'll do, it looks like it's going to be like right in there. I don't think it's going to hold flat there. No, it's not. Let's go on ahead one more time and just flatten this just like that. Oh, you know something? I think it might even look good that way. But I think I like that look better though. Yeah, I think I like that much better. And then what I can do, once everything dries on here, I'll be really careful, but I'll pull these and I'll twist these up just a little bit more, just so it has something a little bit to hold on to. I think it'll make a pretty brooch. Okay, I'll go ahead and put it down here. If Find an old cloth, something you don't mind a little glue getting on. Okay. And I like this because you can just twist this right here, just push it in right here, and it makes it real easy to work with. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just a bit of glue right here on each of the leaves, like that. Okay, so you can see what I'm doing. There we go. Now I like to let my stuff set for a bit, and I'm going to push it down just a bit like that. Oh yeah, that's going to do it right there. And that's going to be exactly what I want. I'd rather work on this and push it down just a bit more now. I don't think you can see what I just did. So I went on ahead and put this down, and I started bending and pressing right here. And I'd rather do it now, because I'm going to, once this thing dries, once everything is adhered and it's on there. Okay, so let's just give it some time to do its thing. Now another thing I could do is actually put some resin on here. I could put it in the back, and that would glue that down as well. Okay, so let's just see what it does. There was just a little excess. You'll just learn a few things on the way if you've been doing this as long as I have. So there we go. Now what we're going to have to do is have a little patience and let this thing set. And that's just going to, oh, it's already setting. Okay, so that's going to be the perfect little brooch. And again, I'll put this down on the bottom of it, and I think it's going to look gorgeous. What do you think? Okay, thank you for watching. Hey guys, so you remember I've been working on this beautiful, beautiful little lamp. It was kind of like a little lamp, had this to it, and some of these really pretty little pieces. Those are glass pieces, and I've taken it apart, and like I was just mentioning on the other interview, I think I'm probably going to go on ahead and just make a candle maker out of this one right here, and maybe put something like, put that on there, and then maybe this on top, and just put a votive candle in here. And I think that's what I'm going to do with this part. Now I went on ahead and made this. This is going to be a brooch that I can wear with my blue jean jacket. I can't wait to wear this. So you can see where I put I glued this. By the way, this is like the best for jewelry glue. And I've tried a lot of different ones. It's kind of like a super glue, but it's called Loctite. And I love this. Is my favorite glue now. All it took was a couple of drops to put on the back to hold this in place. So there I am with my little pen. I can take that apart. And it's only been 30 minutes since I put this on here, so you can see how great it turned out. Okay, so I found a piece of leather, and I put that, I don't know if you can see, it's right here on this part. And this right here just came from old shower curtains. It's the little rings that you put with the shower curtains. So I wanted to make a pretty design with it. And I got my hammer, and I just hammered around the edges so it wouldn't just be smooth. I just wanted a texture to it. Then this is a rock I found when we went to Savannah, Georgia one time on vacation. And that thing is gorgeous. So I just put it inside, and then I went on ahead and put some resin on top of it, and it's not going anywhere. So I could actually make a necklace out of this as well. I could get a necklace and maybe put the chain back here and just let it hang. It would be a statement piece, that's for sure. So anyway, I really love how that turned out. Now what we're going to do is make earrings. And so this is the beautiful piece, and it's glass. That's another thing. When you're going to yard sales or thrift stores, I found these at Shepherd's Cove thrift shop, and it was $2 or $3 for the lamp. And so make sure you can get the plastic ones, they'll look okay for a while, but the glass ones are really the ones you want to get. And you can just clean them with Windex. I mean, that's what they are, is glass. And they are sparkling like crazy. Now, this is what they were like. They had these little thin, I'll put this down so you can see what I'm talking about. So they had these little thin pieces of wire right here. And that's just not going to hold up the way I like. And I don't like that look. I think it's just prettier to have the smaller jump rings on it. Now you can use sterling silver. I've got stainless steel. They're never going to turn. So that's what I use. And it's a lot cheaper than using, unless I'm going to sell them. And somebody says, hey Donna, I'd rather have some sterling silver, then I'll go ahead and put sterling silver on it. Of course, now make sure if you're making something like this, you'll need to charge more now if it's sterling silver. Of course, you know that. Sometimes I think we give our stuff away too much, and then it kind of cheapens the product, and I don't think we want to do that. Okay, so I have those off. Everything is off, so that looks pretty. I have some jump rings here. So I used this one on the bottom part right here. Now I want a smaller one, and make sure you have a variety of sizes of jump rings. I'll throw this over here to the side. Okay, so now we'll need, always make sure, because some of these have such tiny little holes. Now there's equipment you can buy to make those a little bit bigger if you want to, but I think the daintier the better. Okay, now my trusty, and let me show you something else. Now these are my pliers. These are my ones I go to. Now they're smooth, see that? You can get some with the ridges, and that's okay if you have something that has a texture to it. But if it's a smooth texture like these jump rings, you want to use pliers that have a smoothness to them as well. Okay, now this is really important. When you are moving a jump ring, okay, always twist it this way. Now if I twist it back like this, you'll never get that back together. Okay, now I've got to leave enough room because see, this is pretty wide, and I've got to make sure I leave enough room, and that worked. Okay, now what I'm going to do, I'm going to put this right back together. And one thing you may have heard me mention on some of these little videos before is when you are twisting, let's just get this one. So when you are twisting open a jump ring, you want to work harden it. And what I mean by that, you don't want it to where somebody, especially if you're making it for a friend or for sale, you got your own business doing this, you want to make sure people, that these things are going to stay on. So what you do to work harden it so that it won't bend and it won't come apart, what you want to do is just do this. This work hardens your wire, okay? Even if it's a very thin gauge wire. I'll put that right there. Get that out of the way because what I'm looking for now is the smaller piece. Now all of the little rings right here that came off of all of these beautiful glass pieces, I'm saving those because that can be something I can use if I wanted to make a sun catcher or something like that. So I'm keeping those. I never throw things like that away. Okay, here we go. I'm going to turn this just like I did before. Now I'm putting that around the bigger, this is the smaller jump ring, I'm putting it around the bigger one. So what I'm going to do now is going ahead and put the ring. Some people, like if you didn't want as much dangle, you could just use the bottom part of the ear back wire. Okay, you could do that. But I just kind of want it to dangle a bit. So I'm going to go in, especially if you go to a party or, these are cute just to wear with your blue jeans. You don't have to have something like this and only wear it to a party. So a lot of folks like bling. So there you go. That's how simple that was. Because they're glass, they'll sell for about $20 a pair. Okay, so you can see how those turned out. Thank you so much for watching The Edge. My name is Donna, and I'm your host on The Edge. You can find us on IC Radio. You can also find us on television, channel 182 on Charter, and Abundant Television syndicated, and that's on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. I can't wait to wear this jacket with this on it as well. I think it's going to look pretty cool. Thank you again so much for watching. Hey everybody, my name is Donna, and I'm your host of The Edge on IEC Radio, your source for news and entertainment. You can find us on television, channel 182 on Charter Communications and Abundant Television, found on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. So, we talk about the laws, some of the laws that have actually been made throughout the years, and it's really kind of strange. It makes you wonder, when folks are in office, they go to DC and they vote on things, what are they really thinking about? And how do some of these laws actually come into place? So I found a website, and I think it's really strange. It's called BuzzFeed.com, but this is 24 weird old American laws you won't believe were passed. And I'm going to have to tell you, I'm thrown by some of these. You will be laughing throughout this whole segment. So here's one. Let's go ahead and get started. So this is one I think you'll find is really interesting. So I'm going to show you the picture. Look at that poor dog right there. So here's what the law is. Oklahoma and Ohio, you can't make faces at a dog. So if you ever caught your dog peering at you and pulled a stupid face at them, well, you've committed a crime if you're in Oklahoma. And as bizarre as that sounds, Ohio's law is even more extreme. So if you make any kind of face at a dog, silly or not, it could result in a fine or in jail time. Okay, I would have been put in prison by now. So anyway, let's go ahead and go to the second one. Okay, in California, this is number 2. So in California, it's illegal to eat a frog if it died during a frog jumping competition. We got to find out what in the world. Okay, so frog jumping is super popular in California, with the biggest competition being held annually. But if one of the frogs meets its demise at any point in the competition, its body must be destroyed as soon as possible and may not be eaten or otherwise used for any purpose. So don't commit any laws now. Number 3. Did you know number 3? Let's look at this picture up here. And this probably should be in some cases, but it's illegal to sing in your swimsuit. So picture this. It's a sunny day. You're on the beach and you're in your swimsuit. Your friend made a great playlist. And you start to sing along, toes in the sand as the warm breeze blows. But now you're a criminal. So in Florida, it's actually illegal to sing when you're in your swimsuit. There's also a law against singing along to the radio while walking by yourself. So I guess if in doubt in the Sunshine State, just don't sing in public. Don't go there. Some people don't need to, including me. So picture that. Okay, so let's come up with the next one right here. Okay, so this is in Arizona. You can't have a donkey sleeping in your bathtub after 7 p.m. So does this mean it's okay to have a donkey sleeping in the bathtub if it's before 7 p.m.? What do our people do in Congress? Okay, this oddly specific law was passed in 1924 after an Arizonian merchant's bathtub was washed down in a valley when the dam broke, carrying his dozing donkey into troubled waters. So what it says right here, and I think it's really interesting, but hundreds of people were involved in saving the sleepy, soggy donkey. So the law was actually signed into action to prevent endangering future bathtub snoozing donkeys and to save everyone a bunch of time and effort. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead to the next one. Now this is in Kansas. It's illegal to serve ice cream on cherry pie. Now I want to know why that would be. Okay. So somebody certainly had strong feelings about the cherry pie and ice cream combo at some point, as a law was passed against the combination. It's unclear how it came to be or whether this law is still actually on the books or not, but it's not enforced if it is, so you can enjoy your criminally delicious dessert without a night in the cell. So just wanted to mention that. Okay, California. It's against the law to eat an orange while taking a bath. Don't do that. So look at the orange. Oh, those look good. So let's find out why in the world. Okay. I'd love to know if there's a list of foods considered to be acceptable bathing snacks, but apparently eating an orange in the tub was outlawed, as it was thought that the citric acid could react with the natural oils in the bath and could cause an explosion. Well, we've learned a lot since that law was passed, but technically it still exists today. So we've learned a lot since this law was passed. But really, do you think they would really enforce that? Oh, who knows? Okay, here's one. Of course, in Alabama. Okay, so I think this is kind of at it right here. Alabama is illegal to drive while blindfolded. Yet we're smart here in Alabama. We know you should not be blindfolded while you're driving. Now, I couldn't find any information as to exactly why this law came to pass, but I promise you somebody tried to do it. I mean, this is some of the laws we see on some of the things we buy, and you're thinking, how silly is this? As I promise you, somebody has tried it. So the person who manufactured this product had to go on ahead and put that out there. Okay, so in number 8, I don't know about this one right here. In number 8, okay, Arkansas, it's illegal to sound your horn at any place where cold drinks or sandwiches are served after 9 p.m. Okay, so this oddly specific law here is shaking origins online, but it seems to be to prevent overexcited drive-through patrons from disturbing the peace as they wait for their late night snacks. Hey, don't disturb me, man, when I'm hungry. I mean, that's the way it goes. Okay, now let's look here at number 9. Okay, now this is in Delaware. Of course, we have a president who says he's from Delaware as well. So let's go ahead and BuzzFeed this one. Okay, so right here in Delaware, it's against the law for a pawnbroker to accept an artificial limb or a wheelchair as a payment. So let's see what this. Let's break this down. Okay, this sounds really odd, but breaking the law, this particular law will land you a hefty $10,000 fine. Now, originally the law was also included in an exclusion on allowing workmen's tools as payment too, but the latter has been dropped, leaving just above the law around limbs and prosthetic limbs and wheelchairs. So, when you say you give an arm and a leg for something, try your luck outside of Delaware. Okay, that's kind of odd. Okay, let's go ahead and go to this one right here. Now, this is in Georgia. In Georgia, it's illegal to consume fried chicken by any other means than your hands. Okay, now you folks, our neighbors over there in Georgia, are you really serious about this? Because we love to consume fried chicken, any other way. But I don't know, I kind of dig this one right here. I think this one makes sense. I mean, you got to get chicken. You got to put that on your hands, right? So while the law was partly part of a publicity stunt designed to establish Georgia as the poultry capital of the world, it really is the actual law. So this means it's technically illegal to eat fried chicken with anything other than your hands. Now this is in Gainesville, Georgia. Okay, I know folks from Gainesville, so I can see this happening. The actual enforcement of this law is done in a strictly comedic fashion, with the most recent address being in 2009, and this is when a 91-year-old woman named Jeannie Dietrich was arrested with her citation requiring her to stay at the table until she'd eaten all the chicken with her hands, down to and including the licking of the fingers upon the ingestion of the last available morsel. Now, Jeannie was crowned the honorary Georgia Poultry Princess and sits in good company with Colonel Sanders of Kentucky Fried Chicken, also joining the list of chicken-licking rebels. You're a rebel if you do that, aren't you? Okay, now this one right here is, I don't know about this one. Okay, so this is in Louisiana, okay? In Louisiana, it's illegal for a woman to drive a car without her husband waving a flag in front of it beforehand. I don't want to hear anything from you dudes. I know what you're thinking right now. This law also applies in Virginia, but only specifically in relation to driving up Main Street. Now, it's only in Main Street, okay? When the husband is supposed to walk in front, waving a red flag. Okay. I kind of don't know what to say about that. Okay, so let's talk about this one, and this pertains to Maine. Okay, so in Maine, It's illegal to bite your landlord. You should not do that. Don't bite the landlord, okay? So you either get lucky with your landlord or you land a really bad catch. But no matter how much they make you grind your teeth, it's illegal to bite your landlord in Rumford, Maine. All right, you folks up north want to laugh and talk about us here in the South, some of the laws we have. I think that's kind of a strange one there as well. So apparently somebody actually bit their landlord. So they had to make kind of makes me think of the old Eddie Murphy Saturday Night Live sketch. Back when Saturday Night Live was fun, where Eddie Murphy dresses up and he says, "Kill my landlord." And at the end of it, he says, "Kill my landlord, kill my landlord. C-I-L-L, my landlord." C-I-L-L. But anyway, this one makes me kind of think of that one. Let's go into a commercial break. We'll be right back in just a minute. The Hatter Cafe and Country Inn is nestled in the northeast corner of Alabama the Beautiful in the delightful town of Mentone. We're located on top of scenic Lookout Mountain near Little River and DeSoto State Park and located only 5 minutes from shopping and restaurants. There is also a nearby community walking path and golf course. We welcome everyone through the doors and we are committed to outstanding service for all guests. At the Hatter Cafe and Country Inn, we invite people from all walks of life to come and get away from it all, enjoy the open spaces, treetop views, fresh, clean air, and experience Southern hospitality at its finest. We look forward to hosting you. To reserve a special event, or if you would love a special getaway at the Country Inn, you can call us at 256-634-2018.
Are you ready?
We all wonder what tomorrow will bring, but the future lays itself at the feet of the prepared and surrenders to the will of the persistent. It's not easy, but today shapes you so you can shape tomorrow. With Northeast Alabama Community College, when the future asks if you're ready, you can answer.
Yes.
Begin your future at Northeast Alabama Community College.
The only place I buy my beef is Lone Tree Ranch in Collinsville, Alabama. Their cattle is born and raised on their ranch, grass and grain fed, and you can feel confident when you serve your family and friends because their beef is all natural and no antibiotics or hormones are added. You can buy whole beef or perhaps go in with family or friends and buy half. Their customer service is number one as they take care of the delivery to their local processor and can deliver to your home for a small added fee. They also offer herd replacement heifers. I always call Lone Tree Ranch in Collinsville, Alabama for my beef specialty recipes and cookouts, and you can too. Food shortages are increasing, so buy local by calling 256-523-6462. That's 256-523-6462.
Wow, it's so soft and smooth.
It's cool to the touch. How did you do that?
Well, we took MyPillow's patented fill and combined it with this new technology that we didn't have back then when I invented MyPillow to bring you the best pillow in history, MyPillow 2.0. Because of all of you, MyPillow 2.0 has been a huge success. And now we're bringing you our best-selling Go Anywhere MyPillows with the same temperature regulating technology. Made with my patented adjustable fill and brand new cooling fabric, they're truly the next generation of MyPillow. So go to MyPillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code to save over 60% on our MyPillow 2.0 4-pack special. You'll get 2 MyPillows and 2 Go Anywhere MyPillows. Regular $259.92, now only $99.98. King size just $10 more. This is a limited time offer, so please order now.
At Lamone's Mexican Restaurant, located in Henniger, Alabama, and voted Best Mexican Restaurant of DeKalb County, Alabama 2020, we're here to serve you with authentic Mexican cuisine. Order easily online by going to lemonsmex.com or call 256-657-3999 to place your order. We're open Sunday through Thursday, 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. and Friday and Saturday, 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Whether you're celebrating a cozy date night for two or a celebration for a crowd, at Lemone's you'll love our atmosphere and friendly servers. Thank you for dining with Lemone's Mexican Restaurant. Okay, so we are back. My name is Donna, and I am your host of The Edge on IC Radio, your source for news and entertainment. You may find us on television channel 182, on Charter Communications and Abundance Television, which is found on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. Go to BuzzFeed.com. You're going to find some really strange things in this particular feed. But I wanted to mention 24. I think I'm just going to do 23 because there's one that's in the back I probably don't need to put on the show. But we'll just say 23 weird old American laws you won't believe were passed. So we talked about a few of them. Let's go ahead and get started with the very next one. And I think it was just kind of strange. The weirdest one right now that I think of is probably this one right here, the last one we had, where in Louisiana it's illegal for a woman to drive her car without her husband waving a flag in front of it beforehand. That's just a little bit out there to me, but let's go on ahead and look at the next one. Okay, so this is number 12. We talked about Maine. It's illegal to bite your landlord. Number 13. Okay, so this is in Kansas. In Kansas, it's illegal to throw knives at men wearing striped suits. Okay, so you know what my question is. My question is, so is it okay to throw knives at people who have anything else on besides a striped suit? Let's dig just a little bit. Research online has not led me to consensus on whether it's illegal or legal to throw knives at women in striped suits or men in other varieties of patterned suits. So we're going to climb out on a limb here. Hey, how about this? Let's just don't throw knives at anybody, okay? So whether they have a striped suit on or not. So there you go. Okay. Now this one is in Georgia. You've noticed Alabama and Georgia gets a lot of them when it's kind of crazy rules and laws and stuff. So number 14, this pertains to Georgia. It's illegal to tie a giraffe to a telephone pole or a street lamp. Okay, I didn't realize there were that many people who had giraffes as pets, but this is what it says. Now this law is specific to Atlanta, Georgia. And so we just all kind of have a few questions here. Was it common for people to have pet giraffes in Atlanta? Did they tie them to telephone poles while they were in stores, or were there so many giraffes that the lawmakers finally just had to say, right, we got to put something into place to stop all of these giraffes littering the sidewalk? Yeah, your thoughts. But anyway, there we go. So what are our folks in Congress doing? Okay, what have they been doing for quite a while? I don't know when some of these laws were doing, like what year or anything like that, but apparently something going on there. So here's one right here. Now this is in New York, and again, now my friends in New York, don't make fun of us anymore, okay? So here we go. New York, it's illegal to shine shoes after 1 p.m. on a Sunday. That is unless you're a person engaged or employed by the management of bona fide hotels. Okay, I got to read that one again. Okay, so in New York, it's illegal to shine shoes after 1 p.m. on a Sunday. However, unless you're a person engaged in or employed by the management of a bona fide hotel, then it's okay to do it. Okay, all right, I'll hang with that. Okay, now here's one. This is in Ohio right here. In Ohio, it's against the law for stores to sell cornflakes on Sundays. So the law on Captain Crunch, Lucky Charms, or Cheerios is unclear, but in Columbus, Ohio, they draw the line at cornflake sales on a Sunday. You can't seem to find exactly why, but I'm guessing it might be tied to blue laws. Because back in the day, I know you young folks don't know what I'm talking about, but back in the day, if you went to church, you better make sure that your gasoline that the car was filled with gasoline because you wouldn't be able to stop anywhere. And if you got stranded, tough. Yeah, I mean, you just have to wait, walk home, whatever you had to do. So it probably had something to do with blue laws, which prohibited certain activities on specific days. It was usually Sundays, but why just cornflakes? I don't know. It's going to keep me awake at night thinking about it. You can find these on the website BuzzFeed.com. That's BuzzFeed.com. Okay, now let's talk about this one. I think it's this one. No, yeah, it is. In Minnesota, it's illegal to eat hamburgers on a Sunday. Boy, would we be in trouble. So I'm guessing this might be for similar reasons as the one we just had, but either way, you can't chomp down a Whopper on a Sunday in St. Cloud, Minnesota. They won't let you do it. I mean, who knows? But anyway, okay, let's go to this one right here, and this is number 18. And it's Florida. It's illegal to eat cottage cheese on a Sunday. So I'm kind of scared to do anything on Sundays right now at this point, especially if I'm in some of these areas. Okay, so this Tampa-specific law prohibits the consumption of cottage cheese after 6 p.m. on Sundays. Oh, okay, well, whatever, I guess. Okay, number 19. This is in Michigan. I kind of dig this one. In Michigan, it's illegal to tie a crocodile or an alligator to a fire hydrant. Well, I guess that ruined my weekend plans. I would just like to know, somebody had to have done this, okay? Otherwise, it wouldn't be a law. It wouldn't be something that they had to throw into, let's go to Congress, let's go Senate, let's do all this kind of stuff, and let's come up with this crazy law. Okay, so, okay, well, I guess that messed up my weekend. Okay, number 20. Now, this pertains to New Jersey. Okay, it's illegal to slurp your soup in public. Okay. This one I'm for. How many times have you been in a restaurant, okay, and you're eating and you're trying to have like a peaceful lunch? Maybe it's a work lunch and you're with a group of people you're trying to do business with, and then, or maybe your kids or whatever, your husband and wife, and somebody's slurping their their soup in public. So now, if you're anything like me, the sound of other people eating is not your favorite at the best of times. But you'd outlaw it. I mean, you would actually spend time in the Senate and in Congress. You would actually spend time to make sure this is outlawed. However, in the state of New Jersey, because where Chris Christie's from, gives you an indication, noisily consuming your soup in public is technically against the law. So imagine the conversation you have in the jail cell. Okay, so I'm in the jail cell, okay? And somebody asked me, "What are you in here for?" And I say, "Well, I slurped my soup." And they're going to be like, "You're kidding me." And no, I got in trouble for slurping my soup. I'm sorry. This is just too crazy. Okay, wow, New Jersey, you're in here, aren't you? So right here, number 21. In New Jersey, we just had to slurp. Okay, so here we go. This is ice cream. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to make this bigger so you can kind of see it. Okay, playing a little bit of work right there. Okay, so this is what New Jersey says. It's illegal to purchase ice cream after 6 p.m. But never fear, if you've got a doctor's note, you can still grab Ben & Jerry's, so don't worry about it, okay? But I mean, so why was this, I wonder? Okay, so in New Jersey, it's illegal to purchase ice cream after 6 p.m. So are they trying to save it just for hot days? Or, I mean, it gets hot in New Jersey too. So my question is this: so are you saying like no ice cream after 6 because we need to save the ice cream for the next day? I mean, is there a shortage? I mean, I understand COVID and things were in a shortage and stuff like this. I just don't see why that would be a law. Okay, now I've got source. Let's click source and see what that means. This is some of Yeah, New Jersey's got some strange laws. Hey, you folks in New Jersey, don't make fun of us anymore, okay? Because I'm seeing y'all have strange laws too. Okay, now here is one, and this is in Alabama, Kentucky, and Georgia. And yes, that's an ice cream cone. So what it says, Alabama, Kentucky, and Georgia, it's against the law to walk down the street with an ice cream cone in your back pocket. I'm probably going to agree with that one. Apparently, this stems back to when horses were the most common means of transport. So horse thieves would lure a steed away in the promise of a waffle cone, and technically could avoid being charged with stealing the horse. Because, the horse just mysteriously wouldn't leave them alone after that for some reason. So I guess I'd follow that stranger home too. If he had an ice cream cone that I could get and it's hot outside, I'd probably follow him home too. So to nip the problem in the bud, lawmakers outlawed being out with an ice cream cone in your pocket. Okay, all right. I guess I dig that. Okay, now in Alaska. Okay, I don't see the picture on Alaska. So in Alaska, it's illegal to push a moose out of a moving airplane. Don't do that. If you're flying a plane or you're in a plane and you have a moose in there, do not push the moose out of the airplane. So let's find out why this happened. Okay, so a lot of questions I have up with is, first of all, how did this end up being and coming into law? Okay, was there a sudden urge of people like throwing mooses out of planes? What about if the plane isn't moving? Is it okay to get rid of the moose then? Was it common to get hit by a falling moose? I want to talk to somebody about this one. If anybody knows the reason this one right here was in the books, could you please send me an email? I would love to hear from you. Send it to Donna at donnasedge.com. That's Donna at donnasedge.com. So let's go on ahead. I'm going to click this link right here. This is in, I think we've got time. This is in the Alaskan, okay, let's see. It's illegal to whisper in someone's ear. Oh, get some of these. Okay, this is in Alaska. It's illegal to whisper in someone's ear while moose hunting. Though they may seem weirdly specific, this law is for the safety of the hunters. So the moose is big game, and when guns are involved, you can never be too careful. Okay, I get that one. A person, this is number 2, this is in Alaska, a person may only carry a slingshot if they have the appropriate license. You got to have a license for that now, okay? Don't go against the law. Okay, here's the one about the illegal, it's illegal to push a moose out of a moving airplane. While nobody probably would push a moose out of a moving plane, it's still illegal. But this is one of those laws where you wonder what exactly happened to prompt this law. It's really not saying why. So the jury's out on whether it's still legal to give the moose a shove or if the airplane is not moving, though. My huge question, and nobody seems to have this question about this, why is the moose on the plane to begin with? I mean, see what I mean? Okay, so crazy laws have been in effect for a very long time. Not anything that's happening just now. My name is Donna. Thank you so much for watching The Edge on IEC Radio, your source for news and entertainment. You can also find us on television, channel 182 on Charter Communications, and Abundant Television, found on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. And remember, if there's a stupid law, somebody has done something before, and so a law had to be passed in order for that to be against the law. So whatever. See you later. You take care. Good afternoon. My name is Donna and I'm your host of The Edge on IC Radio, your source for news and entertainment. You may also find us on television, Channel 182, on Charter Communications and Abundance Television, found on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. Again, thank you so much for watching Monday through Friday from 1 to 3 p.m. Central, and that's on television, but you can also find us on all the social media sites, and we appreciate you watching. So you can also send an email if you have any suggestions, something, just a topic you would like for me to discuss, anything you'd like for me to do a little research on. I'll be glad to do that for you. You can send an email to donna@donnasedge.com. That's donna@donnasedge.com. Okay, so one topic that was sent in was by Janice, and this was about Halloween safety tips. We'd like to go ahead and have those tips right now, Janice says. I'm glad to put those together for you. So what I found, this is through safesmartliving.com. safesmartliving.com. And this is a list of 58 safety tips, and this was designed in 2023 for adults, pets, kids, statistics, you get it all. So it's going to be a whole bunch of information given to you. So I just love cute pictures. I just think that's so cute, those kids, and they're getting ready for Halloween, and they're getting ready to have a whole lot of fun. But we want to make sure these kids are okay. We want to make sure that they have all the safety, and I remember a long time ago when it was my time to go Halloween. And so, safety, always out there. There's always somebody who wants to try to scare little kids. Some kids can take it, some can't. Now, I could always look kind of forward to it. Maybe that was weird in me as a child, but I don't know, I always loved Halloween. But then kids, a little bit later, they're introduced to these scary slasher movies, about Halloween. Jamie Lee Curtis was a nut, and she was in a lot of movies as well. And it kind of took some of the fun out of Halloween for some of the kids in the newer generations. But let's go ahead and talk. So I've got 8 ways to stay safe on Halloween. So let's talk about those. We'll get into more specifics, but let's go ahead and get started on, there's 8 of them. Okay, number 1, don't keep candles burning in jack-o'-lanterns, okay, or those luminaries as well. Man, I can see that as being a danger, especially if it's windy outside, and you never know in the South about Halloween. It's either going to be so freezing cold you can't stand it, or it's going to be hot that you can't stand to wear the mask and the costumes. So consider using those battery-operated flames. Another thing you can do too, if you're just going ahead and get maybe some of those lights you can get at the Dollar Tree for $1.25, and just leave some of those, the top part of the stem that goes down into the ground. People use them in landscaping. Leave those out. Leave them out all day long, and they're going to shine about all night long. So, that way you don't have to worry about batteries either. Okay, number 2, you might also opt for safer pumpkin carving by painting them or decorating them with stickers instead of using a knife to do it, because kids always want to touch in it. They always want part of the game, okay? Number 3, look for flame-resistant costumes, wigs. A lot of women have short hair and they're not used to wearing long hair. And so they may get a wig that's really long hair and get close to a flame or whatever. And if you're not used to long hair, it's kind of different, okay? That's why I have to pull mine back when I'm working with crafts. Okay, let's see. You want to just make sure that you don't trip and get fallen. Oh, and also dresses and outfits. Some of those are a little bit long. Like you may wear a dress look like the lady in the Addams Family, and they're long. And you could trip, so just make sure you walk around in it and kind of hang out in it just a little bit, just to make sure that you're used to something being that long, okay? So I don't want you tripping on stuff. Okay, now number 4, if applying face paint, you need to be careful around the eyes and test for skin allergies before you use it. That's extremely important for kids who never wear makeup, and maybe your husband wants to wear makeup and put something maybe look like a skeleton or something. Just make sure that you don't use a whole lot of it around the eyeballs. Okay, now number 5, avoid using contact lenses that alter the look or color of your eyes, okay, as they can be hazardous to your eye health. I knew several people who would wear the colored contacts, and you would look at them, they could wear them to work, and you would say, "You look different, I can't figure out what it is." they would put different color eye tags. I think it's kind of cool looking, but now the ones that have the eyes looking like really weird like, those freak me out. Okay. Oof. Okay. Using a flashlight, LED light, or apply reflective tape to your costume to see and be seen by others, including cars. Okay. And make sure your kids know to stay together in a group. That's another thing. Okay, if you wear a mask, you need to test for full visibility out of the eye holes and proper breathability. I remember the old ones that we had back in the 1960s when I was a little kid and we'd go trick-or-treating, and they were the plastic mask, and sometimes they'd be Casper the Friendly Ghost or whatever, but there were these little masks, and they were plastic, and they had this little piece of elastic on the back that would stay to your head. And some of those, sometimes they made the eyes like too small. Of course, I've got big eyes anyway, but they would make the eyes too small. So parents really pay attention to that. So if your child tries on a mask, even if you do, and the mask is too small, just get a pair of scissors and make the eyes bigger. Okay, make the opening so your kids can see out those. It's really important because you got to think about, they may be walking out into a street, and they may not see a car coming because they can't see, because again the holes in the eyes are just not big enough. So really be careful about that. Now 8, if your costume requires a sword or a weapon, do not swing it around, and keep the pointed part away from yourself and others. Now if it's a little plastic sword or something like that, you're okay, but sometimes grown-ups they want it to be like the real sword, and you just must be careful about that. Okay. Now let's talk about the top 4 safety tips for kids. Oh my goodness, does that not make you hungry? There's Twix, and by the way, parents, let your kids have the candy, okay? Don't be digging in their boxes or whatever for their food. Okay, so let's talk about the top 4 Halloween candy safety tips for kids. Okay, never let them go out inside a home to accept candy. And I know some well-meaning people, but you have to really be safe these days. Okay, so never let your child go inside a home to accept candy, and keep all the little ones supervised at all time. Never let minors go out trick-or-treating by themselves. Please don't do that, especially with this thing that's going on where people are kidnapping kids, and it's called human trafficking. Really be careful, because I've got a feeling the lunatics are going to be out. Number 2, make sure you do inspect all the candy before they eat the candy. Check the contents of their bags and their buckets for choking hazards, and make sure candy is all properly sealed. Look for little holes, like if it's in packaging. Make sure that there are no little tiny suspicious holes in there. Somebody could get a needle and inject something into the candy to the kids. Okay, if it's people you still have to be careful, because they could have bought it in town. Some freak could have done something. Okay, make sure all the candy is properly sealed. Throw away anything that's been opened or is not packaged. Now, it's best to wait until you get home to indulge, so you can get better quality light and properly inspect each item. Just don't let them eat it until you get home. Okay, now have an allergy-safe Halloween. So you want to review each label for any potentially harmful ingredients. That could be anything like peanuts, tree nuts, maybe dairy, or gluten. Okay, number 4, brush your teeth before you go to bed. Nobody wants to suffer from a toothache from eating too much candy or chocolate. Okay, now let's talk about 12 Halloween safety tips for adults. Yeah, we got to have safety tips too. Okay, so when trick-or-treating, arm your home alarm and lock the doors so your valuables are safe while you're out. You can also use the app to check your security camera for any suspicious activity. I loved it. We were on a trip to San Antonio, and so we have 2 houses. Mother lives in the other house. And so to be completely safe, she was okay, we always have cameras anyway. So we have cameras facing all directions, and then also inside the house. So every time Mother would walk and go to the mailbox, we would get an alert to show. You'd see her walking towards the mailbox. And so just do that. It doesn't cost a whole lot of money, and it's just safe, and it just gives you a whole lot of safety, and you don't have to worry so much. You want to have fun when you're out. Okay, now stay in neighborhoods that are familiar to you too. Okay, not just the kids, but to you too. Use the buddy system and avoid letting anyone go out alone. Start early and don't stay out too late. Okay? Now walk, don't run between houses. Only cross the street at corners or walks, and look both ways before crossing the street. You need to do that anyway. Use only sidewalks and clearly lit areas, avoiding yards and streets where possible, whenever possible, and that way you won't trip or maybe ruin any costume or somebody's yard decor. Okay, plan your route ahead of time to stay in the same side of the street versus zigzagging back and forth. So walk up one street, down the other street. Don't zigzag. First of all, that takes up too much time. You want to get to every house possible, right? So just don't do the zigzag system. Okay, don't split up, and plan to have a meeting spot just in case everybody gets lost or somebody gets lost. Only approach homes that have a porch light on or are obviously accepting trick-or-treaters. Some older folks don't want to accept trick-or-treaters, so they won't have their lights on. So don't go. Don't knock on the doors. You never know what might be waiting on you, okay? It could be a trick. And then a lot of folks are out at parties and stuff like that. Don't go messing around somebody's home, okay? If the lights are out, that means don't go. Okay, double check your shoelaces, make sure they're tied, and wear shoes that are easy to walk in. Wear sneakers instead of boots with heels. Just be a lot easier. Now, if you have bad weather, and bad weather is in the forecast, consider staying home for a virtual party with neighbors or with friends. Okay, let's go into a commercial break, and we're going to slip right back in just a few minutes. At Lamone's Mexican Restaurant, located in Henniger, Alabama, and voted Best Mexican Restaurant of DeKalb County, Alabama 2020, we're here to serve you with authentic Mexican cuisine. Order easily online by going to lamonsmex.com or call 256-657-3999 to place your order. We're open Sunday through Thursday 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. and Friday and Saturday 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Whether you're celebrating a cozy date night for two or a celebration for a crowd, at Lamone's you'll love our atmosphere and friendly servers. Thank you for dining with Lamone's Mexican Restaurant. At Liberty Bank, we're all about community, whether it's to help with a charity fundraiser or help families in need. Toys at Christmas or a local football team, we're here for you. You see, we realize the importance of family. Sometimes it's to build a new home or necessary home repairs. We're here for you. If you like the feel of a small town bank with all the conveniences of a big city bank, we're here to serve you. You will find us at any of our convenient locations in DeKalb, Marshall, Etowah, and Blount counties in North Alabama. You can call and speak with any of our friendly staff at 256-659-2175 or check us out on the web at libertybankal.com. And thank you for your support of our community. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender. Jeff McCurdy of the McCurdy Law Firm has been a public service of this area for over 10 years. McCurdy, a member of the Henniger City Council, serves as prosecutor for the town of Sylvania and was named public defender for the city of Rainsville. The McCurdy Law Firm is located at 17326 Alabama Highway 75 in Henniger to better represent his Jackson and DeKalb County clients. If you need to be represented by a true public servant with proven success, call Jeff at 256-996-8701 or send a private email to mccurdylawfirm@gmail.com.
No representation is made that the legal services performed is greater than the legal services performed by other lawyers.
Wow, it's so soft and smooth.
It's cool to the touch. How did you do that?
Well, we took MyPillow's patented fill and combined it with this new technology that we didn't have back then when I invented MyPillow to bring you the best pillow in history, MyPillow 2.0. Because of all of you, MyPillow 2.0 has been a huge success, and now we're bringing you our best-selling Go Anywhere MyPillows with the same temperature-regulating technology. Made with my patented adjustable fill and brand new cooling fabric, they're truly the next generation of MyPillow. So go to MyPillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code to save over 60% on our MyPillow 2.0 4-pack special. You'll get 2 MyPillows and 2 Go Anywhere MyPillows, regular $259.92, now only $99.98. King size just $10 more. This is a limited time offer, so please order now.
The Hatter Cafe and Country Inn is nestled in the northeast corner of Alabama the Beautiful in the delightful town of Mentone. We're located on top of scenic Lookout Mountain near Little River and DeSoto State Park and located only 5 minutes from shopping and restaurants. There is also a nearby community walking path and golf course. We welcome everyone through the doors and we are committed to outstanding service for all guests. At the Hatter Cafe and Country Inn, we invite people from all walks of life to come and get away from it all, enjoy the open spaces, treetop views, fresh, clean air, and experience Southern hospitality at its finest. We look forward to hosting you. To reserve a special event, or if you would love a special getaway at the Country Inn, you can call us at 256-634-2018.
Donna's Designs offers a line of handmade memorial, wedding, and keepsake jewelry that launched back in 1970. I'm a self-trained jewelry designer, and I will work closely with you to create unique designs you can love and treasure for years to come. Whether that be flowers that were used in a funeral arrangement or stones you found on the beach at a memorable trip, call me at 256-659-4319, and let's think of the possibilities.
Okay, it's not too early to think about Halloween. My name is Donna, and I'm your host of The Edge on IC Radio, your source for news and entertainment. You can also find us on television, channel 182, on Charter Communications, Abundant Television, found on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. We're talking about Halloween safety tips. So save this show, okay? Link it somewhere, however you're watching us. If it's any of the social media sites, it's going to be super easy to do. And make sure you go back over these over and over again and check these out, okay? Now, we're going to talk about 5 Halloween home security tips. Okay, now whether you plan to hit the streets you're going to stay in, there's some things you want to keep in mind. So get one of those smart doorbells or outdoor security camera with night vision to see who's at the door before you open it. Okay, this is extremely important. Now be careful using sharp knives to carve pumpkins. So keep a firm grip on the blade with your forefinger and thumb, and consider using pumpkin carving tools. They have those at Walmart and several different stores. Check the batteries in your smoke detectors and test them before you light any candles, okay, just to make sure, okay? Also, turn on lights so they know you're home and accepting guests, or turn them off if you aren't, or if you're afraid or if you run out of candy. No, there's nothing worse than kids coming up there and you got to disappoint them by telling them you ran out of candy. Keep the entrance well illuminated so people can see the pathway to your door. See, look, like we have a curved pathway. Okay, if we don't keep it illuminated, people aren't going to know that. Okay, so be careful on that. Okay, 7 ways to safely trick or treat. So let's talk about those. Now, even though COVID is somewhat under control now, you never know when there's going to be an outbreak. So it's important to prevent the spread of germs as we head into the winter months, cold and flu season. I get more concerned about flu than I do COVID. Okay, number 1, ensure everyone has a face covering such as like a pumpkin or something like that. If it's someone who has asthma, I don't know what to say to you, because I have asthma, I can't wear it. I would just have to stay at home. Okay, go out only with your immediate family members. Okay, if you or a child is not feeling well, you do need to stay home. Don't go out and about. Number 4, leave candy on the doorstep in a bowl and put a sign up that encourages them to take a piece of candy. You got those that are going to take the whole bowl, so you just put a sign out there and tell them they're being watched. Okay, that just kind of assures people. Okay, keep creative with making a sign that says, "Don't be a witch. Take only 1 bag of candy per child." 1 bag. Okay. Put out a bottle of hand sanitizer next to the bowl of candy, but don't expect that all kids will use it. Number 7, make sure you hand out individually wrapped candy to prevent the spread of germs. Better yet, put candy in a mini party favor bag and place 1 bag at a time. You can just kind of look and see if there are 5 kids, just put 5 bags of candy out there. So each one for each bag, each kid. Watch through the window or your doorbell camera, and when it's gone, then you can replenish it. But I like the idea is you just look out the window and just knock on the window and say hi, and then you'll say 5. So open up the door real quick and throw 5 bags, little bags of candy out there for kids. That's just the safest way to do it. Plus, the kids that are going to take like all 5, there's only 1. You know, sometimes people don't watch out for anybody but themselves. So you kind of have to do that. Okay, we have some statistics right here. And this is about Halloween safety. And so here we go. This one right here. Safety statistics. Now, these stats aren't meant to scare you from having a good time, okay? But this Halloween, but just knowing what's out there and knowing what to be aware of is going to make everything fun. It'll be a safe Halloween. Okay, number 1, children are more than twice as likely to be hit by vehicles on Halloween night. Follow the street safety tips to reduce the chance of an accident. You just got to watch kids. They get all excited and they're ready to go. They see their friends maybe on the other side of the street and they want to go see them. Just, make sure you're with them. Don't just turn kids loose in the neighborhood. Don't do that, please. Okay, number 2. Most child pedestrian accidents happen between 6 and 7. I don't know if that's when it starts getting darker or what. But anyway, just be aware while they're out all through the time that they're Halloween tricking. I'll get that in just a minute. I'm trying to get something said. Okay, number 3. The largest spike in tree and nut allergies admissions to the emergency room is on Halloween night. One thing, they're getting that food and they're not watching, they're not looking at the labels, they're not watching, and you're not watching. So don't let them eat until they get home, okay? That's just the best way to do it. Double check the ingredients in all your treats before allowing your kids to enjoy them. Now listen to this one. This is number 4, and this is surprising. 70% of parents don't go trick-or-treating with their children. What? Why not? You need to go with your kids when they're trick-or-treating. They take the night off and stay with your kids at all times, especially if they're age 12 and under, okay? Now get this one. Now guys, okay, number 5, 85% of adults bring alcohol to a Halloween party. And we know parties can be more fun with alcohol. They're not really. You want to have fun to remember what you did, okay? But since this night is all about your kids, consider a non-alcoholic alternative instead. Okay, here's number 5. 5 ways to stay street safe. So let's talk about these one by one. Okay, and this is really important. Number 1, make sure you wear light or reflective colors. You can also use reflective tape or stickers on costumes and bags. That's a good thing to do. Carrying those glow sticks, you can get them at the Dollar Tree for like nothing, and it's so worth it to get them. Or flashlights, and if you carry flashlights, make sure that the batteries are good in them, okay? We like to use the rechargeable batteries. But if you have rechargeable batteries, make sure they have it running all the way down, because then you're going to have to wait, and then the kids are going to get really mad at you because they got to wait until you charge them back up again. So make sure you test all this stuff out the night before, okay? and that's important. Reflective clothing, again, is a good thing. If you don't have reflective clothing, you can get streamers, and but if you get streamers, make sure you get the ones that are silver, better than the gold ones, because they're going to really reflect back there as well. Okay, let's see. Wear light clothing, we said that. Wear reflective, make sure you carry those little glow sticks or flashlights. And number 2 is important. Test your costume and make sure it fits. Make sure it isn't too long, because that can cause all kinds of trips and falls. Keep pets in rooms that are secure and away from windows at the front of the house, where they can bark and scare off trick-or-treaters and maybe even spook your pup. Okay, be careful there. Number 4, if you're driving, make sure your headlights are on so you can spot kids. Also, drive slowly and stay alert. Okay, because I'm just telling you, kids get excited. I get excited, and I'm not even a kid. I may forget and think, well, I see one of my friends across the street. I may do that. Your kids are going to do that as well. So just, be really careful there. Okay, number 5, if you're wearing masks, make sure they fit properly and don't restrict your eyesight. Again, the trick that you can use about the mask, if it's one of those little plasticky, even if it's a rubber mask, going ahead and make sure the eyes are where they can see, because I think that's probably where most of the accidents happen. The kids are they're having fun, they're playing, and so they're looking kind of sideways, and they think there's not a car coming, but they can't see. Think about a big rig truck. Okay, there's a big blind spot where they can't see. These masks are the same way, so just make sure there are no blind spots up there, okay? We've got a good couple of minutes, so I've got some more time I can talk to you. I'm going to go back to these are the 58 Halloween safety tips 2023. If something comes up about COVID or something like that, that could kind of ruin the whole thing, but let me tell you what you can do. If you live in a neighborhood, maybe you are new to the neighborhood, you just don't really know anybody. Usually a church will do what they call trunk or treat, and some businesses do that too. I know around Scottsboro, they always have a trunk or treat for the kids there. That's a safe place to go. But a trunk or treat is going to be really safe, and you don't have to worry so much. And I'm going to tell you what, the city of Henniger, I think it was, the Henniger, they did something really awesome last year. And so they had this, where a bunch of people, even businesses and churches came, and so it was a safe place for the kids to go. There was a lot of light out there. There was lots of cops around, so everybody could see what was happening. And so they let the kids go trick or treat there as well. And that was a long line, but it was worth it. And think about the gasoline you're saving. Gas prices are extremely high right now. And so if you go to something like that, like the Henniger, and I think Geraldine probably does, a lot of our small towns will do something like that. Look on their Facebook pages for any kind of announcements, and you can always depend on the churches to do it. Churches are always going to have something, so you're using less gas, you're having to worry less about the kids, you're going to a strange house, you don't know the people. Plus, if you're new in the neighborhood, it's the thing to do. Just go ahead and take them to those areas. I think some people use, like every town, they'll go to Henniger and then Ider, and then they'll go to Rainsville and then to Fife and then to Geraldine, make their rounds. But that's okay. It's a safe thing to do for the kids, and that's what comes, safety first, okay? My name is Donna. Thank you so much for watching The Edge on IAC Radio, your source for news and entertainment. I'm going to keep those kids and you safe out there this Halloween. So look back on this again, and if you have any tips, if you're going ahead and send those to me, I'll be glad to go ahead and get those out there. You can send an email to donna@donnasedge.com. donna@donnasedge.com. Okay, let's get started. My name is Donna, and I am your host of The Edge on IC Radio, your source for news and entertainment. You can also find us on television, Channel 182 on Charter Communications, and Abundant Television found on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. I'm here today to help you save money, and me too. I'm ready to do it. So I found a website. It's called redwinebluehair.com. Redwinebluehair.com. And so they have a really good segment right here, and it's called Simple Strategies to Help You Boost Your Savings and Cut Costs. But the title is 100 Easy Ways to Save $100 a Month or More. So I like going ahead and dig into these. I'm anxious to find out how I can do that myself. So let's go ahead and search this out together. Let's save some money. Okay, we can do it. Okay, so here you go. Number 1, brown bag it. Pack your lunch for work instead of eating out every time. Okay, I used to do that all the time. When I was working at GTE, everybody laughed and made fun of me for brown bagging it all the time. My problem was I had appointments set up, one right after the other. So I didn't want to spend a whole bunch of time in a restaurant. So what I would do is I just brown bag it, bring me a little bit of my homemade vegetable soup and stuff like that, and that was really good, especially in the summertime. So I just go use the microwave, maybe even go home and just grab a bite of something to eat, because I live pretty close to my job. And so I saved me a lot of money. So I figured this out one time. I said, okay, one of my friends said, why do you do this, Donna? Don't you ever want to go out to eat? And I would occasionally, just not every day. But let's just say, for the sake of it, you only spend $5 a day. I'm going to break it down to the ridiculous. So 5 days in a week, okay, 5 work days in a week, that's going to be $25. Okay, so that's $100 right there that you could be spending on food. That, I mean, you can buy a bunch of groceries with that, and and it's nice to eat out if you have the time. But here's the problem. When I went to a restaurant, I usually didn't have time to go to a restaurant. So I would just go throw it down my throat and then go on to my next appointment. But anyway, that is a good way to do it. Save money. Say no to bottled water. Opt for tap water or invest in a reusable water bottle. The Yetis were the best things that ever happened, especially in the summertime. Those Yeti cups, spending $30 to $50, that's a low lot of money. But think about this. You go spend $2 for a bottle of water, that thing pays for itself in no time. And those are good cups. I love the Yeti cup. And it'll help you stay cool when it's really, really hot outside. Number 3, embrace the thrift store. Yeah, you can find fabulous fashion gems without even breaking the bank. My favorite clothes are probably Liz Claiborne. That's my favorite brand, but those clothes are just made for me. They fit me with my build. I don't want to pay $300 for an outfit. So I can go to the thrift store. You guys are not going to see me in the same simple thing every single day. And then what I do is I repurpose. So I'll wear these clothes for a little while, about every 90 days or so. I go ahead and take them back to Shepherd's Cove Thrift Shop. And then I buy more clothes, come back home, wear those clothes. So it's a simple thing to do. Okay, cancel unused subscriptions. Man, that can really build up. Because if you're paying $2 and $3 and $4 for, say, 10 things a month, I mean, if it's only $2, that's $20 a month you could use on something else. Especially when you can go on the internet and go to YouTube and stuff like that and find stuff, or listen to this show. You can do it that way too. Trim down your streaming and magazine subscriptions. You can do that as well. Like that, we don't even have cable. We have Roku, and so we use that to watch everything. And we go to YouTube videos when I'm sitting in front of my computer. If I'm researching something, I can just go to youtube.com, generally find what I'm looking for there. Okay, now number 5 is do-it-yourself cleaning products. Make your own household cleaners with inexpensive ingredients. I do that all the time. Because I have asthma, I can't breathe in chemicals. I mean, it sends me for a loop. So cleaning products, I use a lot of baking soda and white vinegar. It's cheap. You can get store brands on either one of them. Clean your counters, your kitchen, your bathroom, everything. And I'm going to tell you what, nothing makes your glass squeaky clean more than vinegar. Just mix it half and half is what I do. Some people use less vinegar and more, maybe go 3/4 cup of water and 1/4 cup of vinegar, but I like it half and half. I just like the way it does. Okay, let's see. Opt for public transportation. We don't have that here in Geraldine, Alabama, but you can opt for public transportation, save on gas and parking fees. That's what we did when we went to San Antonio. We did public transportation. Most places were within walking distance. If it was 1 mile, we walked it. We got the exercise and felt good at the same time. Okay, take advantage of unplug and save. Oh, yeah. We've talked about those vampires in your house before, right? So vampire means that if you keep something plugged in, it's still using up just a little bit of energy. Okay, it really is. So what you can do is unplug and save. So turn off electronics and appliances when not in use. I don't want to do that to my clock, okay? I don't have to set the clock every single morning when I get up. So it's one thing I don't do, okay? Bulk buy non-perishable items. So you can stock up on essentials when they're on sale. And I'll tell you something else. If you'll get into canning and dry canning and stuff like that, I use my dehydrator for everything. So if you get an overabundance of pickles, there's nothing better than pickle chips. So you just cut them up in little. I got my dehydrator, by the way. I have 3 of them. So I got 2 that I found at the thrift store, and one I bought online, paid $30 for it. The ones I bought at the thrift store are just as good, if not better, than the one I paid $30 for. But $30 is still, if you pay $30 for it, it's going to pay for itself in absolutely no time. Most of them come with 4 or 5 or even more trays. And so let's say you get an overabundance of pickles. We'll just use that. You want to cut them in very thin slices, put them on the trays, and you'll know when they're ready because they'll be like a potato chip. And then you can put them in your jars, or you can put them in bags, put them in the freezer, whatever you want to do. I just keep mine in jars, and it frees up space in my refrigerator. So you can do that too. Okay, let's see. Sell unused items. Yeah, declutter your house. If it's something you're just not using anymore, and you can earn extra cash by selling stuff online, you can do that. And also on Facebook, you can sell stuff in the marketplace on Facebook too. I sold a washer and dryer on Facebook. So when I was working at GTE, we would get points. And so of the phones I sold, I would get so many points. I actually earned enough to get a washer and a dryer. Well, Phil and I decided it was getting up about 30 years old, and I practically gave it away. But anyway, got it out of the house. And so I wanted a stackable washer and dryer. I found one at a really good price at Marketplace, Facebook Marketplace. I think it was, I got them down to $500 for the set, and it's a nice set. I'm loving it. Doesn't take up as much space. And then I sold the other for like $100, so basically I got a super deal, and so did the person who bought the washer and dryer. Okay, let's see. Use coupons wisely. Clip coupons and take advantage of discounts. We were living in Charlotte, North Carolina. There's a grocery store called Harris Teeter. I don't know if they're still doing this or not. Audrey, some of my friends out there who are watching, if they still do that, let me know. But they would do double and triple coupons, so I'd save coupons. There were so many times I would go to the checkout counter, and the lady at the checkout would say, "You got to buy something because I can't give you any change back." And so I'd turn around and get me a Snickers bar. So I would have bags full of stuff that cost me nothing, and I would save all those coupons. So a lot of grocery stores are still doing that. So see if yours does. I've not found one in my area that does. Okay, plan meals in advance, create a grocery list, and avoid unnecessary purchases. You want to negotiate bills, call your service providers to discuss better rates. I did that with my cell phone bill. I was paying like $130 something a month, then it went up to $150, and then it went up to $180. So I talked to Cricket. I went to Cricket, and I'm about to get them as a sponsor too, by the way. So at Cricket, what happened was I was able to get 3 phones, my phone, Phil's phone, and Mother's phone. That way I can kind of keep up with her and see what she's doing. And so y'all get unlimited calling, unlimited talk, unlimited text, and unlimited internet. So good deal right there. $90 instead of almost $200. So I saved $100 a month just by doing that, just by negotiating. And also you can call several companies and get your bills down. Okay, embrace free entertainment. You can go to like local parks, museums, and community events. Cut back on takeout. Cook before meals. cook more meals at home and save on delivery fees, because you got to pay those delivery fees. Embrace the library. I love the library. I grew up loving the library. You can borrow books, you can borrow movies, you can borrow magazines instead of buying them. Just take good care of them when you take them back. And make sure you take them back on time. That way you won't have to pay any fees. Okay, opt for generic brands. Save money without compromising quality. Did you know that some of your store brands are made from the very same company that makes the name brand foods? Yep, that's true. Okay, unsubscribe from retailer emails. Avoid temptation and impulse purchasing. Yeah, that can happen. Use LED bulbs. You can save on electricity bills by switching to the energy efficient lighting, and they are a lot more cost effective than they used to be. Do-it-yourself gifts. Get creative. Make personalized gifts for your loved ones. People love something you've made for them. It's so easy to make candles. All you have to do is melt wax. You can use old crayons and do that. Yeah. So, hey, I got an idea. If you're a babysitter, and now make sure that you clear this with the parents first, okay? So you've noticed a bunch of broken crayons, and you can get some wicks. Why don't you do this with the kids? You're the babysitter, okay? And you'll have to get some essential oil or some fragrance oil to do this. Melt down those crayons, put a little essential oil in there, a wick, and let that be a gift the kids can give their parents for Christmas or Mother's Day or birthdays or whatever day. So that's something you can do with the kids. Number 21, start a garden. Oh boy, do I preach this one. Grow your own herbs and vegetables to save on groceries. Ditch the gym membership, exercise at home, or try indoor workouts. That's what I do. I don't go anywhere. I'd rather work out by myself anyway. Repair instead of replacing. You can mend some clothes and fix broken items before buying new ones. You most certainly can. Number 24, avoid ATM fees. Just stick to your bank's network or get cash back at the grocery store. It's going to be a whole lot cheaper. In some cases, you're going to pay a whole lot more. Let's go to a commercial break. We're going to return in just a minute.
At Lamone's Mexican Restaurant, located in Henniger, Alabama, and voted Best Mexican Restaurant of DeKalb County, Alabama 2020, we're here to serve you with authentic Mexican cuisine. Order easily online by going to lamonsmex.com or call 256-657-3999 to place your order. We're open Sunday through Thursday, 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. and Friday and Saturday, 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Whether you're celebrating a cozy date night for two or a celebration for a crowd, at Lamone's you'll love our atmosphere and friendly servers. Thank you for dining with Lamone's Mexican Restaurant. At Liberty Bank, we're all about community, whether it's to help with a charity fundraiser or help families in need. Toys at Christmas or a local football team, we're here for you. You see, we realize the importance of family. Sometimes it's to build a new home or necessary home repairs. We're here for you. If you like the feel of a small town bank with all the conveniences of a big city bank, we're here to serve you. You will find us at any of our convenient locations in DeKalb, Marshall, Etowah, and Blount counties in North Alabama. You can call and speak with any of our friendly staff at 256-659-2175 or check us out on the web at libertybankal.com. And thank you for your support of our community. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender. Jeff McCurdy of the McCurdy Law Firm has been a public service of this area for over 10 years. McCurdy, a member of the Henniger City Council, serves as prosecutor for the town of Sylvania and was named public defender for the city of Rainsville. The McCurdy Law Firm is located at 17326 Alabama Highway 75 in Henniger to better represent his Jackson and DeKalb County clients. If you need to be represented by a true public servant, with proven success, call Jeff at 256-996-8701 or send a private email to mccurdy.lawfirm@gmail.com. No representation is made that the legal services performed is greater than the legal services performed by other lawyers.
Wow, it's so soft and smooth.
It's cool to the touch. How did you do that?
Well, we took My Pillow's patented fill and combined it with this new technology that we didn't have back then when I invented My Pillow to bring you the best pillow in history, My Pillow 2.0. Because of all of you, My Pillow 2.0 has been a huge success, and now we're bringing you our best-selling Go Anywhere My Pillows with the same temperature regulating technology. Made with my patented adjustable fill and brand new cooling fabric, they're truly the next generation of My Pillow. So go to mypillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code to save over 60% on our My Pillow 2.0 4-pack special. You'll get 2 My Pillows and 2 Go Anywhere My Pillows. Regular $259.92, now only $99.98. King size just $10 more. This is a limited time offer, so please order now.
Are you ready?
We all wonder what tomorrow will bring, but the future lays itself at the feet of the prepared and surrenders to the will of the persistent. It's not easy, but today shapes you so you can shape tomorrow. With Northeast Alabama Community College, when the future asks if you're ready, you can answer.
Yes.
Begin your future at Northeast Alabama Community
We're back.
College.
My name is Donna, and I am your host of The Edge on IC Radio, your source for news and entertainment. You can find us on television, channel 182, on Charter Communications and Abundant Television, found on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. Thank you again so much for watching. We are talking about ways to save money. Boy, aren't we all in a money crunch right now. And we can do it. You can save $100 a month by doing one or more of these things. So let's talk about them. Okay, brew your own coffee. Skip the fancy cafes and make your own Morning Joe. Number 26, shop off season. Boy, do I do that. You can score great deals by buying clothing and holiday items out of the season. At the end, after Christmas, I love to go to some of the department stores and buy things that I think I can probably use next season. And I'm going to have to tell you, some of the stuff you can get that are Christmas items, you can use those in crafting. Yeah, and some good ideas in making like wind chimes and stuff like that. You can do it. Okay, let's see. Use loyalty programs. Earn rewards and discounts from your favorite stores. Number 28, shop with a list. Yes, do that. I like to send myself text. And because I'm going to lose a piece of paper, I got to dig in first till I find it. But if it's on my cell phone, I got it there with me. Stay focused and avoid impulse purchases. Number 29, compare prices online. You can use price comparison websites to find the best deals. I have an app called Honey, honey.com. And when I buy something at Walmart, it may pull up this little thing telling me I can save so much if I go to another store. So, I mean, that's pretty cool. I like to do that. Okay, set up automatic savings. Have a portion of your paycheck directly deposited into savings if you have direct deposit. Number 31, utilize free language apps. Learn a new language without spending a dime. Okay, you can host a potluck. Save on party expenses by asking guests to bring a dish. Do that at Christmas time. You know, at Thanksgiving or whatever. You don't have to cook it all. Cut your cable TV. Switch to streaming services for entertainment. Who has time to watch that much television anyway? Cancel unused gym memberships. Be honest with yourself about your gym attendance. If you're not going, you don't need to buy it. Okay, number 35, buy in bulk with friends. You can spend the cost in savings on wholesale items. So this is what I do. So there's a place we buy all of our beef from, Lone Tree Ranch. And they're out of Collinsville, Alabama. Wherever you live, wherever you're watching this show or listening to this show, you have a local farmer who sells beef. You may not be able to afford the whole cow. So why don't you do this? Find a friend who is also They're watching what they eat. Okay, they're really concerned with what's in the beef they're buying from the grocery store. I will never buy beef anywhere but from Lone Tree Ranch ever again. I mean, these folks are the bomb. They take care of their cows. They're grass-fed, no injections. Those are things you need to find out, okay? No hormones are put in them. And I'm going to have to tell you, we're still eating meat from over a year ago, and it's still good. I think that's the key. I think it's because it's not set on a truck somewhere, possibly downtime, with no cold temperatures to it. And that's the only way I do it. Find a local farmer, buy, and again, find friends. If you only want a quarter cow, get your friends. Find 3 friends. That's why 4 of you are going to get a good deal. And it's cheaper too, by the way. Better cuts. Okay, do your own car maintenance, learn basic car repairs, and save on mechanic fees. I'm just going to have to tell you, washing the car is always best when Phil does it. He washes our cars. Like if I'm in a hurry, sometimes it's like I got to get it, and Phil don't have time to wash the car, whatever. I will go through a drive-through car wash, but it's just done better, and we're saving money. Shop at discount grocery stores. Find deals on food staples. Okay, number 38, repair electronics yourself. You can fix minor issues with the help of online tutorials. Yeah, I don't know how many times Phil's done that and saved us hundreds of dollars. As a matter of fact, Phil and I actually built our deck out back. Yeah, it was a YouTube video, and the guy actually had the plans. And so we used Lowe's, of course. Lowe's is one of our sponsors. And so Phil gave the guy at Lowe's our plans, building plans, and told him the size deck we wanted. And everything was delivered. We didn't have to pay for delivery, none of that stuff. And it cost probably a quarter of what it would have been, probably even more than that. Or less than that. It probably cost a lot less. It would have been probably $15,000 deck. It cost us around $2,000. Isn't that saving money? And we did it. I promise you that deck's going to be standing. If a tornado comes through, it'll probably hold up the house. It's a real good made deck. Okay, switch to a lower cost cell phone plan. Compare different providers for different deals. Everybody's out there wanting your business right now, so this is a good time. Cut down on impulse buys. This is what both my granddads used to say this. Wait 24 hours before making non-essential purchases. So if you've been online and you see a mink coat for sale, think about it before you buy it. First of all, think about where we live. You're probably going to wear it once, probably, if it costs a whole lot. Now, if you get a good deal on it, go ahead and grab it. Shop at farmers markets and support your local farmers. Get fresh produce at lower prices. Absolutely. Number 43, use cashback apps. Earn money while you shop through cashback programs. This is what we do. We have the Capital One Walmart card. So whatever we buy, I don't care what it is, we even pay some of our bills online. Like the water bill, we get 1% back. It doesn't seem like a whole lot, but it adds up in a year's time. Same with the power bill. I think it's 2% we get back from the power bill. So with Walmart, whatever we get online, 5% back. Okay? 5% back. Now, if we go inside the store and buy something, 2% back. But I don't like going in the store. I'm just not a shopper. It's not my thing. So I usually like once a week or 2 weeks or whatever. Now, by using by going online and buying, you've got to buy at least $35 worth of something, or else you're going to have to pay the shipping if you're going to have it shipped to you, or processing fee or whatever it is. And I think it's like $6 or $7 or something like that. So I'll wait until I know I'm going to spend at least $50, and then I'll go ahead and place the order. Go pick it up. I'm not having to go back in the store for anything and impulse buy, which I will do if I see a Snickers bar. I'm going to get it. So this way, they're bringing it out to me as well, and it's quicker. Oh, and you get a good parking space too when you do that. Okay, let's see. Cancel. We talked about that. Okay, cancel unused gym subscriptions. If you haven't hit the treadmill in months, it's time to cancel it. Opt out staycations. Explore your local area and save on travel expenses. Amen to that. Make your own snacks. Whip up your homemade granola bars. Oh man, I do that all the time, and it's so good. And it's so good for you, and I know what's in it. Okay, it doesn't cost a whole bunch of money. Make your own trail mix. Make your own popcorn. Number 47, buy in-season produce. Enjoy the tastiest fruits and vegetables at lowest prices. And if you get a bulk buy, like listen, I did this on potatoes the other day. So I saw a bag of potatoes. There's only 3 or 4 in them, but it was only $1 in the grocery store. So I went home and I went on ahead and cut them up in slices, put them in the dehydrator, and guess what? I'm going to have potatoes. They're in a jar right now waiting on me to cook them. Now make sure that they feel like a potato chip. They're going to be crispy when you break them too, okay? Okay, let's see. Mend clothing instead of buying new. Sew buttons. Fix small tears to extend their life. Number 49, do-it-yourself home repairs. Learn basic do-it-yourself skills. That way you're going to save on handyman fees. Use public Wi-Fi. Save on data charges by connecting to free Wi-Fi networks. That's something you can do if you live out in the country. We live in the country, but we do have cable. But if you live out in the country and your only way of getting on the internet is at maybe the local, you go to a mom and pop restaurant or something like that in there, that's something you can do, because if you got to pay to get cable, or if you have to pay to get a satellite dish, that's going to cost a whole lot of money. So if you can, unless you're like me, you got to have it at home because of the radio station and because of my show, well then you have to do it. Okay, let's say shop around for insurance, by the way. Compare quotes from different providers to get the best rates. Cancel unused memberships. Access your subscriptions and eliminate the ones you don't use. Make use of free online resources. Find free ebooks. You can find them. All you got to do is go into your favorite search engine and just type in, let's say I'm looking for, I know they don't have it, but let's say Gone with the Wind PDF. Say Gone with the Wind free PDF, and you might be able to find it that way. You can also find tutorials that way. You can rent out a spare bedroom. Maybe you're empty nesters, the kids aren't there anymore. Find somebody that would like to rent out a room. Make sure you check them out though, okay? Consider being a host on platforms like Airbnb. You can do that. Make some extra money. Avoid convenience stores. Shop at larger supermarkets for the best prices. Do-it-yourself haircuts. Invest in a good pair of clippers and trim your own hair. Use public parks for exercise. Take advantage of outdoor fitness equipment and walking trails. Meal prep in batches. You want to cook large quantities and freezer portions for future meals. Reduce energy consumptions. Turn off lights, unplug chargers, and use energy-saving. This is one right here. Quit smoking. Not only will you improve your health, you'll also save a significant amount of money. I don't know how much cigarettes are now a pack. I remember knowing that they were $5 a pack. I never used them. I was with a friend one time. This is back in the 80s, I think. And so she bought some cigarettes. And she's always complaining about not having enough money to go around. I said, how many packs do you smoke a day? She said 1 or 2 packs. I said, man, that's a lot of money you're spending right there just on cigarettes. I don't know if she ever broke the habit, but anyway, if you buy cigarettes, please try to stop smoking, okay? I have asthma because I worked somewhere where the guy smoked inside the studio. Oh, that was terrible. My name is Donna. Thank you so much for watching The Edge on IC Radio, your source for news and entertainment. You can also find us on television, channel 182 on Charter Communications, and Abundant Television, found on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. Hope you have a super duper awesome, wonderful rest of the day today. You take care.